Hey guys, what's up? It's JRCuber, and in this video we have another unboxing from QiYi. Don't know what's in here, but it's a very, very large package. It feels like there's going to be quite a few puzzles in here, so I'm really excited to open it up and check it out. Alright, that is everything in the box. So, what have we got here? Let's go ahead and count this up. So here we have 10 new puzzles, and it looks like they all have a very similar theme. So if you kind of look on the outside here, they've all got this like translucent kind of plastic. So I've heard about these puzzles, so I'm not entirely sure kind of like what they are, but it looks like we've got all kinds of different types. I'm going to go ahead and just start with the one that kind of stands out from the rest, the only one that doesn't have this kind of box, which is this one right here. Alright, so starting out, it looks like we have a QiYi Master Morphix 2x2, or a Pyromorphix, Pure Morphix, same difference. So we've had the 3x3 Master Morphix for quite a while from QiYi, and now we have a 2x2 version that's pillowed and has the same color scheme. I already have a couple of these, and they're very easy to solve. They just solve like a normal 2x2. A little bit hard to wrap your head around if you're not familiar with this. These types of puzzles, because it looks like it would turn on the corners, maybe like a 2x2 Pure Minx or something like that. But it does turn on the face. So you have 4 corners here which make up your side. But yeah, the turning is very, very smooth. I'm not sure what the mechanism is based on, but it's extremely smooth turning, which is pretty much expected from QiYi. And the stickerless shades look great. They're very nice and bright and vibrant, and it's going to look great next to the QiYi 3x3 Master Morphix on the shelf. So I've got a lot of puzzles to go through, so I'm going to move pretty quickly. That's pretty much all there is to say for this puzzle. So we will go ahead and move on to the next one. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with this 3x3. So as you can see, it kind of has this translucent, very light shades of colors on the side. It's not quite transparent stickerless, because transparent stickerless cubes generally have a much more clear visibility through the pieces, but this definitely looks quite a bit different, and the colors are a lot more muted. They don't stand out or pop out very much at all, but doing some turns here, the puzzle does turn really well. I think it's based off a Warrior W. That's what I would imagine. That's kind of what it feels like. So yeah, turning is great. It definitely feels like it might be a slightly different type of plastic. The plastic is a matte finish, and the turning is quite sandy out of the box. It's possible that it could be the same plastic as just their normal stickerless, but it does feel slightly different. But yeah, the colors are very muted. Like I said, none of them really pop out very much, and the whole cube just has a very cool look to it. It's something I've never really seen before. It also doesn't have red. That's worth pointing out. It has pink instead. I'll just finish up the solve here. Yeah, very, very cool cube. It's cool that there's a whole collection of these, which I'm going to run through now, but these are going to look cool on the shelf together. So QiYi is calling this the Jelly Cube line, which I think is kind of interesting name. They're not like soft and squishy, which would be really weird. It's still pretty much similar plastic to what you would get on a normal cube, but just the colors have a very unique look to them for sure. The cubicle described it as kind of an icy transparent look, which definitely makes sense. The colors almost seem kind of frosted over. It almost has like a pastel-y type look, like all the colors are very pastel. So I guess I can sort of slightly see where the name comes from, but these cubes definitely aren't soft and squishy at all, right? I'm gonna go and call this translucent stickerless, not transparent. Just kind of for comparison here is what you would consider a transparent stickerless. So this is a Yulong. This is from many, many years ago, but you can see that the colors are a lot more bright and vibrant, and the plastic is actually clear, so you can see through it. The pieces are glossy, and it's not frosted over at all. Whereas here, you can sort of see through the pieces, but it looks like it's much more like clouded up and frosted. All right, let's go ahead and run through the rest of the cubes that came in here that are all going to be part of this Jelly Cube line. So next up here, we have a mini pillowed 3x3. All right, here it is. This is much more pillowed than a lot of other mini 3x3s. This is really cool. I've never really seen a mini pillowed 3x3 actually before, so I'm not sure what they normally would look like, but the turning is very smooth. It of course has a keychain if you want to take it around with you, which I actually might do. This might be one of the ones that actually would go on a keychain, just because it looks so much cooler than the normal keychain cubes, and it's kind of easier to handle actually with the pillowed sides. I quite like it. It turns really well, looks really cool, definitely a really nice one. All right, up next it looks like we have a Pure Minx. So here is the pure Minx. As you can see, we have yellow, green, blue, and pink on here. What's interesting about the colors on this is that since you can kind of see through to the back colors, it does influence the color of the face a little bit. So like this yellow face does look a little greenish to me, just because it's surrounded by other colors that would make it more green. But the turning is just fine. I don't think there's any new mechanisms for these puzzles. These are all based on existing mechanisms pretty much. Unfortunately, I don't really know the names of all of the cheap like budget cubes, so I'm not sure exactly what normal pure Minx this is. It does say on the Cubicles website, I'm pretty sure though. Up next, it looks like we have a Master Morphix in this color scheme. So here we go. This is going to be identical to the normal QiYi Master Morphix, but this one of course looks a lot cooler. And the inside of this one is really cool too, because you can kind of see the different cuts that you wouldn't see on the inside of a piece of a normal 3x3. So it definitely is cool to just kind of look around on this puzzle, especially on like on this side and this side, where you can really get a good look into the inside pretty much. But yeah, very, very nice tuning as well, of course. And again, this is just a 3x3 version of this. So if you guys turn aside here, you can see your face pretty much, and that's how it's solved, just like a normal 3x3, but you have to worry about center orientation. Definitely a really fun shape mod because it does shapeshift quite crazily, and yeah, it's a nice one to start out with to kind of dip your feet into the 3x3 shape mod world. All right, next up we'll check out this 2x2. So here we go. I'm sure this is just based off a QiYi budget 2x2 mechanism. It actually moves really well. It's quite smooth and fluid and fast, which I really like. Corner cutting is not too great though, so yeah, it is locking up a little bit. But yeah, again, looks very, very nice. The inside also looks really cool. All right, next up we'll check out a 4x4 here. So here it is. This one doesn't have super great turning, but the matte plastic on this feels really cool. Again, it's really neat seeing the centers. What's interesting about this is because the centers on this side, you know, appear kind of darker in color than the outer pieces, just because the outer piece colors are kind of affected by all the other colors. An interesting thing I noticed on this one that I haven't noticed on any of the others is writing on the pieces. So if you look up in there and you catch it at just the right angle, you can see that there's writing on all of the edges. So that's pretty interesting. Haven't noticed that on any of the other puzzles. So there is the 4x4. And then to finish off the N by N line, we've got a 5x5 here. So here we go, the 5x5. Turns okay. It's pretty stiff. Not so, you know, not super great of a turning, but this is not going to be much of a speed solvable puzzle. Recognition is kind of tricky on this. At least it was on the 3x3 for me, just because the colors are so muted. So, you know, they don't particularly, you know, contrast each other extremely well, but it still does look really cool. This one also has the writing on the faces, and it just looks nice. All right, next up we've got a Scube here. So, yeah, I don't really solve Scube too much, so I'm not too good at, you know, Scube as an event, but as a puzzle, this Scube definitely is pretty much my favorite looking one that I have. We'll go ahead and try and get a solve in here real fast. There we go. Quick little Scube solve. Again, like all of these, this one just has a very unique look. And I think it's just overall the set is going to look really nice together. All right, and then the final one that we have in here is a square one. So I really don't have that many square ones because I don't solve it that much. I actually did recently learn how to solve Squan, and I have sort of been getting into it. There's still a ton more that I want to learn, but the only square one I have that's good is the Volt. And then the only other square one I have besides that is an old 80s one. So this one definitely feels pretty nice. It's extremely dry, so could definitely use some lubrication, but I think it'd be fun to try a solve on this one. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a hand scramble here and see what we can do. Okay, so you all are about to witness my extremely poor square one skills, but we will just go ahead and try for a cube shape here. Do something like that. I know I don't know like any advanced cube shape or anything like that, so you know, but that's just kind of how it is. I actually didn't check which was the top and bottom color, so I'm not sure what it is, but we'll just go ahead and oops. do the bottom corners. And then the edges. And luckily we didn't get parity this time. And it looks like yellow was on top. So do that. There we go, finally solved. So yeah, total noob at square one. I don't hardly know anything more than just the beginner's algorithms. But square one is actually pretty fun, and I'm surprised it took me this long to finally learn how to solve it. And of course, this is pretty much the coolest looking square one that I have, which is pretty awesome. So that is about it for the jelly cube set. We'll just go ahead and get all of these cubes back in frame now. So here they all are. And then we'll throw in this one as well, which isn't technically part of the set, but still came in the unboxing. So that is really about it for this unboxing. Super, super cool set of puzzles in here. All these can be bought individually on the Cubicle, or you can get the whole set of jelly cubes, which doesn't include this one. Just all of these for $60. So yeah, of course, links to everything will be down in the description below as always. Thanks to QiYi for sending me these puzzles for free to show you guys, and thanks of course to the Cubicle for setting that up with QiYi to be able to send me stuff. Anyways, that about does it for this unboxing. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit that like button, turn notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.